Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome to yet another Degrassi video and another kind of Cutter Degrassi unpopular opinion slash topic video. Um, so I don't think I really touched on this too much with my original set of Cutter Degrassi unpopular opinions, but I find it kind of odd that the three main female protagonists of the Degrassi Next Gen till Next Class era all had some kind of daddy issues and all that. Now, I did a poll, excuse me, I did a post a week ago, and of course, it's May 24th, 2025 when I'm taping this. It says, it's strange but true that Emma, Claire, and Maya had daddy issues in one shape or the other, because the title was Every Female Protagonist in the Degrassi Next Gen Degrassi, like from season, well, it's not Next Gen, and the Next Class era had daddy issues. I should have put daddy issues in quotations. It would have made much more sense. This is what I said. Emma. Shane, her dad, wanted to be in Emma's life, but his parents wanted to ship him off somewhere so they don't have to deal with Spike and Emma. What happens? He takes acid at a concert, falls off a bridge, he survives, but his parents put him in a mental division home and they don't have to deal with him. Emma finds Shane in season 3 premiere and bad things seem to happen. Spike should have taken the time to explain things to Emma. Thankfully, Snake did the right thing, and Emma didn't make contact with him afterwards. Claire's like, her parents put pressure on her and Darcy to perform to a certain Christian standard, but underneath everything, her dad was a cheating you know what. And their divorce proceedings made Claire question her faith and maybe her sanity. Her mom gets Claire, and at times it seems that her doesn't want anything to do with Claire. And Claire's right for the picking with the weak cult storyline as she's going through major changes involving Jake and his dad, of course, involving her mom. So they're technically close to being step siblings, and Claire has problems. And is so desperate for a boyfriend to forget about Eli, she still wants to pursue Jake. But then she has cancer after the week culture storyline. Eli drama, being pregnant and being with Drew, ick. Made her weird. And Maya says, we didn't see her dad too often, and as far as I know, there was drama with her parents. But why wasn't he seen or mentioned as much? I think Maya would have been better with her cam guilt if she had a second parent figure to try to calm her down. And just like Emma, maybe a key father figure would have done things. It would have also helped with her drama with Sig, her need for acceptance by being a feminist in Next Class Season 1, and the aftermath of the bus crash. A lot of the Degrassi people said that Maya's daddy issues were the fact he wasn't there because the budgeting wasn't there and they needed more actors and they wanted the Hollingsworths to play a more prominent role. Fair assessment? Yeah. Anyway, people have made comments about it. Katan Dodi said, Emma didn't have daddy issues, she just had a disabled dad. She understood that. He could not take care of himself, let alone her. Spike was wrong for hiding that, though. That's the point. And since Maya and Claire didn't have daddy issues, Claire's dad was always there before the divorce, and that's when her issues started. Maya had PTSD and anxiety. Claire had control issues. That's what Embarrassed Sight said. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense in a way. I just said that Claire's dad, was the piece of crap. People say Frankie and Manny's dad, but nope, they're not main protagonists and all that. And someone said, I think Maya's family was just the victim of the budget. Originally, she and Katie had their mom and dad who were both active. When we met them, dad was more active in school, attacking the Simpson about Katie leaving for rehab. While new characters were added, including the parents, including the Hollis, but budget cuts had to be done and all of that. I think that was it. I guess we kind of got it wrong and all of that. And a lot of people were not too pleased with how I dealt with saying Maya had daddy issues. That's okay. I can understand that. So, yeah, like, the problem is that, like, I understand everyone saying that, oh, well, Claire and Maya didn't have daddy issues. But I mean, when they were handling their massive drama, like Claire after the divorce and then having cancer, getting pregnant, losing the baby, and her drama with Eli, and then with Jake and her own mother. I mean, where was um, Randall? I guess that's Claire's dad's name. Yeah, where was he? Like, why did maybe Claire should have tried to talk to him about the issues and all that? It just seemed that he didn't want anything to do with Claire. Maybe he did, and he just didn't figure it out. But the fact is that, you know, the issues, like Claire didn't have like a second parental figure to talk to her about her problems. I mean, the writers gave Claire almost everything under the sun because, they were trying to, you know, control said situation. But the fact of the matter was that it just was hard pressed. And Maya, like, I could understand the daddy issues because, well, I mean, yeah, her dad was cut out. But, like, it would have been nice to see Maya's dad at times, like, try to help Maya out, especially the drama involving Cam, the drama involving Miles in season 14, when Maya seems to picture Miles going down the same path as Cam and tries to stop it because maybe she's just trying to alleviate her guilt over the Cam situation, which has never gone away, and all that. And, the whole thing about being swatted and doxxed and, Zoe getting away with stuff, and then Hunter and his crew getting mad at Maya and all that and almost killing her, and then, the bus crash. Like Katie came home to deal with Maya's thing, after Maya almost took her own life in season 3. Oh, no, sorry. Katie was home after the bus crash, and then when Maya almost killed herself, she was also there. But yeah, Maya did her job. But yeah, Katie was a parental figure, but also, like, Maya's dad could have helped with the situation. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. And, Emma's daddy issues. Like, I even did a Bricks and Emma's Wall about Emma in season 3 and her daddy issues, and how maybe, just maybe, that's kind of possibly why Emma in the early seasons was such a prick. Emma also was a prick in the later seasons, but, there was something at play. It was called the Rick situation. The fact of the matter is that, Emma wanted to find out about her dad because, after all, she has a stepdad and she's welcoming Jack into the world. And Spike is of little help. And Snake says she's going to find out one way or the other. I mean, that should have been the red flag for Spike to tell Emma everything. But then, of course, Emma decides to go to Stoveville to meet her real father, but it was just a guy with mental deficiencies, or disabled, I guess. As Jonathan Torrens played Shane to the hilt. Bill Parrott didn't want to come in. And I mean, Jonathan Torrens, he's big. Yeah, he's big in Trailer Park Boys, but also he's the guy who hosted Journalvision, a talk show for teens and all that aired on CBC, like at what, 5:30 in the afternoon, many years ago. And in 1999, he reunited many of the Degrassi cast, like Spike was there, Liz, I think, was there, Caitlin, Maya, the one in the wheelchair, Joey, Dwayne, Snake was there, Wheels wasn't there for some reason. Miss Avery and Raditch were even there, and Raditch looked pretty impressive. The fact of the matter is that, yeah, there was a connection, and that's what led people to have a Degrassi kick. And let's not also forget that for some strange reason, CBC had this Degrassi kick, but CTV beat them for the Canadian rights to the show. Next time. The fact of the matter is that Emma's daddy issues, it can be understood because that's why Emma seems to be running around without a second figure to rein her in. Well, Snake reins her in, but she doesn't treat Snake like her dad at times. More often than not, she doesn't. But of course, she finds out about everything, confronts Spike, doesn't really get answers, but Snake decides to tell Emma everything, saying that, Shane wanted to be in Emma's life, but his parents basically said no, and Spike kind of pushed him away, which is true. And then Shane decides to take acid and goes off a bridge. I pretty much think he fell off. I don't think he jumped off. I think he just fell. And then luckily he's alive and put into a mental deficiency home where he has to learn to walk and talk and do everything and all that. And his parents just basically shut him off. His parents didn't want anything to do with Emma. And that's understandable. I mean, his dad's an Anglican minister. How would he would feel that his teenage son impregnated somebody? But remember, this is 1980s and all that. So the attitudes are bad, and that's understandable. I mean, a teenage pregnancy just doesn't go right sometimes. But the fact of the matter is, you know, it could add on to why Emma is like so secretive and all that. Like Snake does his best to try to help Emma out after she nearly dies at Rick's gun. But there's only so much you could do, and Emma basically kept everything hidden in her. Like, Emma deserved to know about Shane, whether he's disabled or not. I mean, all Spike practically has to say is he's disabled, and Emma probably season 1 to 4, Emma being judgmental as crap. She was judgmental after the Rick situation, but not as badly. Would have decided to just freeze Shane and all that. I feel. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that because I'm spinning my wheels and it's long enough. Anyway, anyhow, I'm jumped. I'm gonna do.